I'm alone here. I don't have my family. I don't really have friends.
Do you feel lonely?
Most of the time,
Oh,
I
no.
feel lonely.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Yes, I do have a boyfriend.
Okay, why do you feel lonely?
It's a little bit different from, being with family. I'm actually having a Christmas party on Saturday, and this Saturday, and 60 of my friends will be coming.
Ooh.
So,
60.
60. Yeah. So I rented a building.
You rented
There's
a building?
Food. Yeah, because it gets bigger and bigger every year.
Oh, you're a
I can't fit everyone
baller.
in my house. I think it is true that it is quite hard to make friends in Korea.
Why is that?
Difficult, not impossible. I think it's not only hard for foreigners to make Korean friends. I think it's hard for Koreans to make Korean friends past a certain age. I used to go to language exchanges, try to meet people, try to make friends. In my opinion, that's not the best way to make friends.
Oh, really?
Because it's different people every week. So every week you're saying, "Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm from the US. This is what I do in Korea. I've been in Korea for this many years." Blah 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 blah. You have the same conversation a million times with. So if you have one conversation 100 times with 100 different people, usually you still have zero friends at the end of that. But if you have like different conversations or like a really really long conversation over the course of weeks and weeks and weeks with like 50 people or 10 people. Or even fewer people, you usually will end up with some friends from that.
Yeah.
So you have to like repeatedly meet the same people over and over and over.
How long have you been dating Korean men?
It's been 1 year. Yeah, and
He's your family.
not really.
How often do you meet him?
Well, we meet like twice a week.
That's a lot. That's good enough.
That's
No?
all. Okay.
Yes, no?
No.
You want to meet him every day?
I would like to.
Oh.
If they have problems in their life, they will be focused only on their problems and they don't want to spend time with you.
Have you met his family?
Not yet. I was told that we will meet when everything will get more serious about our
Yeah. How old is he?
He's 33.
He's 33?
Yes.
He's old.
I know, right?
The fact that you guys dated for 1 year and if he wants to take more time to be serious, that's a little bit of a red flag.
Like, we have really different state of mind, different visions of life. I try to make friends in my university.
Which university do you go?
Seoul National University of Science and Technology. I mean, I eat with them, I have a meal, I study with them, but on the next day, they just pass by and without saying a word.
Do you think it's a Korean shyness or are they avoiding you?
I don't have idea what's the problem. Usually it's me who starts conversation first. Yeah, I do first step every time.
Yeah. So, who are your best friends? No. Oh, you feel so sad.
Yeah.
Oh. Do you feel mentally healthy living in Korea?
Not at all.
Oh my god. I feel like
I'm sorry for that. Being alone, being lonely, feel lonely.
feeling lonely.
It's the worst part.
You're feeling lonely because it's so hard to make friends.
Koreans are usually very, very polite, but they're not that polite in the subway.
What do you mean?
So,
yeah, you have to tell me.
you know,
about
like
that.
for example, when it's really, really, really busy in the subway, people don't get off and then get back on. You just have to push through in order to be able to leave the train.
Yeah.
So like in Germany, for example, when it's really full and someone wants to get off, like you would leave the train, let them go off
Yeah.
and then go on again,
I
you know? And that doesn't really happen here. But
In not a busy time, Korean subway is clean. It's very demure. But in a busy time, Korean subway can be really hectic.
Sometimes some ladies, they can just move you with their hands and it's fine for them to touch you.
There's no personal space in Korean subway when it's busy hours, right?
They don't know about personal space.
Why do you think Korean subways can be really hectic?
I feel like the pali culture
The fast culture, right?
it's even stronger than Korean kindness and customs. When Korean people have to go somewhere, they push, even when they step on the subway. In Europe, if there's too many people on the bus, other people don't step on the bus. They
Yeah.
wait for the next one.
Yeah.
However, here, that concept does not exist.
They're very goal-oriented.
Yeah, definitely.
it's so much about etiquette in this
yeah.
country.
Yeah.
And when it comes to like engaging with each other in public, sometimes the etiquette gets lost a little bit.
Why do you think that is?
think it might have something to do with efficiency, that they're being taught that everything always needs to be very efficient. So it needs to be very fast. For example, when you're at at a cheap restaurant and you get kimchi from the kimchi bar.
Yes, the
like,
sidebar.
and you have like an older lady in front of you, she's just gonna skip the line and get her kimchi first. So
They have no patience.
No
waiting.
patience. And I think it has something to do with the fact maybe also that this country has been very, very poor for a very, very long time.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
So I think there's sometimes that it's just like still within people that you kind of have to fight for the luxury or to fight for being comfortable.
Seoul is a giant city.
Seoul is actually like what 5 times bigger than Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's a big city.
Huge.
It's a huge city.
And like it's pretty uniformly dense
It is
across
very
the whole
dense.
city. It's about 10 to 15,000 people per square kilometer. Korea is a very, very urban society, like one of the most urbanized societies perhaps in the world. The more urbanized society becomes, ironically, when you get a lot of people in a small space, you kind of have to ignore.
Yeah.
Because if I said hello to every single person on my way to my house from here, I would get home at 3 o'clock in the morning. So, like, before we know it, we're kind of like blocking ourselves out.
Yeah.
People.
I think one of the reasons why Korean people don't like meeting new people or new strangers is because it's because they're shy, but it's also because they don't like meeting weird people.
I think it's like in Korean culture, if you don't know, it's uncommon for someone that you don't know to talk to you and have them not be a weirdo. I mean, honestly, when you approached me, I had to like make sure you weren't a weirdo. I checked your YouTube channel just because, we live in a big city.
Yeah.
I think it's unfortunately very normalized in Korean society to constantly compare yourself to others. People think like, oh, if I have a good job, if I have a boyfriend, if I graduate from a good school, like those are the things that will make me happy. But actually, our minds, the second we get like that thing that we think that we want, that becomes the new baseline, and then we want more, and we want more, and we want more, and we want more.
I saw an article that talked about asking people of different country what was their priority in life, and it came out something crazy because Korean people said that materialistic stuff was the most
They are very materialistic.
I've heard that some people even borrow some designer goods. They don't buy it, they just borrow it for a day and they just give it back. Or I even heard that some guys, not everyone, but some guys, they will rent a car just for one day to go on a date. And I'm like, why would you do that? They really focused on how other people perceive them. So they want to be best of themselves. But sometimes it can be like over too much. You don't have the time to rest. But even if you have a bit of time to rest, you feel anxious like you're resting and not doing stuff.
Wow.
Like you feel that
That's
you
very
have
Korean.
to do something.
Yeah.
Even if you're resting, you still have to do something. Yeah, that's draining.
Everyone's so stressed from their work and they're overworking.
People will see their middle school friends maybe once or twice a year. People are stressed and lonely. Because people are lonely, they don't have anyone to talk to it about. And because like everyone only wants to show their best self, people think like, oh, I'm experiencing this, but look, that person over there, they're not experiencing that, and therefore like there's something wrong with me.
Mental health is actually it's becoming really big and a big problem in South Korea.
Do people seek support?
Do people seek support? Stigmatized. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
it's a stigmatized thing.
mental health matters in Korea are still a big problem, mostly because of Korean culture. Korean people are used to avoid instead of talking about issues.
Do you have a lot of Korean friends?
Yeah, I've been here 10 years. The problems that I have are very different than your problems. You're Korean, right? So as a Korean, you have to care about the president. You have to care about the politics. You have to care about the economy. You got to care about the birth rate, getting married. As a foreigner or a guest living in the country, my biggest concern is, did I get paid? If I'm back in my home country, it's vice versa. You care, did I get paid? I care about all the political and government stuff.
Some people were still complaining that even if you speak Korean, some Korean people will just avoid you.
I mean, some people, I'm American. I'm a black American. I'm used to it. I'm not saying Koreans are racist or anything like that, but like discrimination, I'm used to it. I don't care. The discrimination you get in Korea is not like what you get in the States.
Yeah.
So it's not that big of a deal. if you don't want to be my friend, I don't care. Like if a Ajushi says something to me, I don't care. You know, I don't understand the language. I don't care. It's a weird paradoxical like relationship because like
You're right.
what's an American? Like no one, like anybody could be an American. Asian, black, white, green, blue. As long as you have like a passport, you're considered an American. But in Korea, because it's like a homogeneous culture, everybody, like 95% of your country is Korean, 5% of your population is foreigner.
I get a lot of questions about my nationality because I look Asian but not Asian.
I was assuming that because you look half Korean, I was assuming that people would be nicer to you and try to be with your friend.
Not at all.
Yeah. She's from Kazakhstan, so she's technically Asian. But Korean people don't fucking care about that. They don't give a shit about that. If you're not Korean, if you're not speaking Korean enough, you're not Korean, right? Korean people are not very inclusive.
Yeah, no matter like how good you are at Korean and no matter how good you know the culture, you will never be a part of the society.
I've heard that some people even borrow some designer goods. They don't buy it, they just borrow it for a day. But some guys, they will rent a car just for one day to go on a date.
People will see their middle school friends maybe once or twice a year.
Everyone's so stressed from their work and they're overworking.
You can live anywhere. It's like what you make the best of out of it.
So you have to like repeatedly meet the same people over and over and over. I think joining local like hobby groups, whether you like running, photography, volunteering, acting, singing, like there's groups for all of these things.
What's your advice for having a happy life living in Korea?
Find your people and take the time every week. You gotta show up. Friendship takes work, community takes work, but it's worth it.
Everything is community. You got to be able to put yourself out, be outgoing, make some Korean friends, make some foreigner friends. If you don't be a go-getter and get it, it's going to be hard. To be able to make friends, I would say something like, I don't know, just go to language exchange or something. You can find Koreans that are looking to talk to foreigners or, I mean, they want to practice their English, but you could make a friend out of it. You never know. If this person doesn't want to hang out with you, go find a new person to hang out with. Just find somebody new.
This is my 5th year throwing the party. It started out with just 3 people. This was during COVID, so like we couldn't have very many people together. But I was just like, you know what? I can't stand another Christmas by myself. I can't do it. So we followed all the protocols, but I did have 3 people at my house. We had like a little tiny cake. It was very fun. The next year it was 23 people. And then like the next year after that, I had to get a building because my house wasn't big enough. So it was like 40 people, 50 people. This year it's going to be about 60. And so everyone who's invited the previous year is also invited every year. So you'll be invited next year too, if you come.
I love to.
And it just gets bigger and bigger.
How did you get to throw a party?
I think around Christmas. Like, okay, you live in New York, right? So like on Chuseok and 설날, don't you kind of miss your family? You feel a little bit like 섭섭, right?
Oh wow, yeah.
So it's the same for foreigners here on Christmas. So that's why I throw the party actually.
Why do Korean people don't do any parties? I mean, throwing a party is not very common. Because Korean people like drinking in a very small group.
There's no space. Where would you do it? It's kind of a gamble, right? Like, what if I rent a huge room and only 3 people come? That'd be like so terrible, right? So like you kind of have to have faith in your social networks. At the end of the day, if you want to go to a party, someone has to throw a party, right? So
and Korean people will never do that.
So it might as well be me.
When I first came to Korea, I lived in a place called Sangju, Gyeongsangbuk-do. I taught English there for 2 years with the EPIC program. It was great. And I moved to Seoul, taught a little bit here, won a modeling competition, got into entertainment, and been doing that for the past 8 years. And now I do computer programming. I went through and made my own path. I did my modeling, I did my entertainment. I hustle, I make my money. I have 2 companies, you know? I do what I can to make money, and there's a lot of opportunities here.
I feel like you're the most positive interview that I have had for the whole day.
Because I'm forced to be positive. I don't want to lose my job. No, I'm just kidding. No. I mean, no, there's a lot of... Korea has a lot of positive stuff, but you got to be able to hustle and get to it. You're doing YouTube. Do you want to be an office worker? Like, do you want to be Jikwon?
I know.
You know, I don't know how many followers you have, but you're making money, you're trying to make money because you don't want like 직장 내 괴롭힘. Like, you don't want workplace harassment. That's why you're out here doing this.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with me.
I think especially in Busan, people are more verbose and moving. You know, people are shouting in the streets, and it feels more.
It never happened.
I've been to Japan a number of times over the years. and I find it very isolating. You know, the Japanese culture is kind of stony-faced, not very emotional, whereas in Korea, I think especially in Busan, people are more verbose. And
How long do you want to live in Korea for next?
at least until I retire, I guess.
Until you retire?
It's a great job, and Busan is a great place to live.
I see.
Food has gotten really expensive.
Really? How much you're spending for the food?
And here you can still get like lunch Korean food for like $8 to $10. It's pretty easy to find. Dinner, yeah, $15 to $20 is pretty doable per person. It used to be half of that 15 years ago, but a lot of food has doubled or more in the last 10 years.
When I first moved here, it was great. 10 years ago, Korea was amazing. So different. Much cheaper.
Much cheaper.
Salaries haven't really changed. Salaries haven't followed inflation. So now it's pretty hard to save more than like $400 or $500 a month. $200-300 is more normal in my case.
There's salaries, wages, student visas, not students, like there's not a lot of jobs that are well paying at the moment. If you graduate from a company, if you graduate from school and you're applying to a job, a company's more probably inclined to hire Korean than over a foreigner.
That happens a lot.
Like, I know so many people that came here are like English teachers, or not, I'm not dogging on English teachers, but they're stuck at a certain salary. The biggest problem that Korea does have is a 직장 내 괴롭힘. There's workplace harassments, and it's really hard to like fight that. Not me.
Yeah.
I know people, because I don't want to get sued, but like there's people. I know people that like their companies treat them bad because they're a foreigner and they think that they can't do anything. This friend, hard worker, did a lot of stuff for the company, created the product for the company, brought all the clients in for the company. The company just started writing them up for stuff. They said, "Oh, you're late now. How am I been late?" "Oh, you used your personal computer." "I've used my personal computer for a year." They write you up, they can deduct 10% of your pay.
Why do you think some Korean people are so cruel following the rules?
That's so old.
Following the rule is excuses.
It's not the younger generation. It's like it's gonde.
Yeah.
It's gonde. So it's like the old.
They're not fair.
It's the old style that has passed down. So the younger generation wants it to be changed, but it's the old style people that keep it in. Even international students are having troubles getting jobs. Koreans are having trouble getting jobs.
Everyone.
So if you have a job and your boss is treating you poorly, you can't really do anything because getting a new job is going to be so hard. So you just take the harassment. In addition to that, Korean companies, they can't fire you.
Yeah.
If I fire you, I have to pay you 3 months salary. So I'm going to make life very hard for you so that you quit, so that I don't have to pay you. So that's the thing. They want to fire you, but they can't because they don't want to pay you money. So they just take away your work. They treat you badly. Like, I worked at a Korean company.
Oh, you did?
I do.
Wow.
It's terrible. It's horrible. I hate it. But I worked at it because I had to, but I still do my other stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know, because the work culture is really toxic.
I would say I can work for a Korean company, but I'll probably work overseas, like traveling, because I'm really used to Europe and our mentality.
I feel like people that are like, "Oh, you don't have to speak Korean to live in Korea," they're lying. If you're visiting, then it's okay. But if you're here, you need to be able to speak.
Obviously, I don't speak any Korean, but also not that many people here speak English.
Yeah.
So, and that made me a little bit sad sometimes because I'm leaving the day after tomorrow after spending 2 months here. I feel like there was always some sort of barrier that was very hard to overcome. I feel like the fear of making a mistake is very big in Korea in general. People get intimidated very quickly, and I understand that from the way that they were being brought up. Because if you're being told from a very young age on that you shouldn't make any mistakes, obviously that makes you very timid.
Korean people are not really understanding of foreigners, like the struggle that we go through to, like, both of us, we already speak 4 or 5 languages, but I mean, if the Korean is not perfect, Korean judge us, even if Korean people most of the times cannot even speak English properly.
They can be really direct and tell you like, your pronunciation is like really bad. We cannot get you. I've heard that a lot, and it took me some time to get through that and to practice on my own, because it really like beats you inside.
Korean people are not very inclusive.
Yeah, no matter like how good you are at Korean, and no matter how good you know the culture, you will never be a part of the society.
If you're not Korean, if you're not speaking Korean enough, you're not Korean, right?
We come from very different places and we've grown up in very different ways. And I think that there's so much potential in this. We can learn so much from each other. And I would have liked to have a little bit more of that.
It's suitable for some people and for some not, but I think like everywhere in the world you have some bad stuff going on and good stuff going on.
Do you kind of regret coming to Korea?
I kind of regret studying my master's degree because it has been, I love Korea. I love Korean culture. We have dedicated a lot of years to studying it. However, I feel like Korean people are not really understanding of foreigners, like the struggle that we go through.
If you're coming to travel, just do whatever you like. Like go to the clubs, go to the restaurants, bring lots of money. But if you're coming here for study, you should prepare in advance. Mentally, financially. So traveling in here and studying and working in here is like 3 different things. So you should be ready for that.
Don't expect too much and prepare yourself for the worst. Just remember that you are not the problem.
Korean people have a very strong stereotype of foreign people.
There are ways around it. It's not like an impossible problem to solve. Find your people and take the time every week. You gotta show up. Friendship takes work, community takes work, but it's worth it.
You can live anywhere. It's like what you make the best of out of it, as long as I'm making money.
At least until I retire, I guess.
Until retire?
It's a great job, and Busan is a great place to live.
I see.
At the end of the day, if you want to go to a party, someone has to throw a party, right?
So and Korean people will never do that.
So it might as well be me. So you have to like repeatedly meet the same people over and over and over.
Everything is community. You got to be able to put yourself out.
Just remember that you are not the problem.
Find your people and take the time every week. You gotta show up.